Hello my friends, it's Johnaroth, and today I'm playing with another classic commander in Arena. Today we are playing with the Scarab God. The Scarab God is a 5 mana, 3 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, 5/5 God, and at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses X life and you scry X, where X is the number of zombies you control. Now you're probably wondering, so is this like a pure zombie deck? No, it's not. What you do for his ability is you pay 4 mana, you exile target creature card from a graveyard, and you create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. And when the Scarab God dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So the Scarab God, first off, is very hard to kill. If he dies and goes to the graveyard, he comes back to your hand at the end of the turn. Now, if he's exiled or countered or any of those types of things, you are going to have to put him back in the command zone. But if he gets killed by a Bitter Triumph or Bloodchief's Thirst, etc., anytime he goes into the graveyard, he's going to come back to your hand. So he's very, very hard to kill. And then the ability of creating zombie tokens is very useful because when you bring out these creatures onto the battlefield, you get their effect or their ability or anything that they had when they come onto the battlefield again, in addition to them being a zombie. So for example, Ravenous Chupacabra is a 2/2 that you can destroy a creature of your opponent. So you bring out the Ravenous Chupacabra, you kill something. When it dies, you can bring it back as a 4/4, and you get that special ability to destroy something again. So we do have several creatures in here that have abilities that when you bring them back from the graveyard, you get it again, like Shieldred or the Overlord of the Baelmerk. Any of those types of cards are really good with the Scarab God because you can have a zombie army and get those effects again and again. The rest of this shell is really kind of a very standard Dimir control type deck. A lot of counter spells like Wash Away, Strict Serenade, Spell Pierce, Tails and Counterspell, etc. Then we have a lot of removal spells for black as well. Bitter Triumph, Feed the Swarm, Go for the Throat, all those. As well as a lot of just good value cards. Phyrexian Arena gets us additional cards, as does Preacher of the Schism. One of my favorite newer cards, Unstoppable Slasher, where if it hits your opponent, they lose half their life. Just a lot of really great effects. So let's take the Scarab God into the queue and see if we can raise the dead. Let's go. Okay, our very first game, Tezzeret versus Tezzeret. Well, Dimir versus Dimir. Oops. We do have a counterspell in this hand. Preacher of the Schism's pretty good. Just seems a little slow to me. This hand is better. This is better. I'm going to keep this. We've got some early ramp here. I'm going to put down a Swamp. Put down a Chrome Mox with the Enduring Curiosity. And yeah, then we were going to summon the Solar Transformer, which gives us 3 mana on turn 1, 2 mana or 4 mana on turn 2. Opponent saw the writing on the wall, and our very first game with the Scarab God is a win. Good game. Game is against Gonti, Night Minister. Our hand has a lot of removal. Liliana's pretty good. I'm going to keep this. Put down the Swamp, pass. A Outcast. We're going to pass the turn. Opponent hits us for 1. Summons another 1/1. Wow. Opponent is bringing out all the creatures, that's for sure. I'm going to put down a land. I am going to get out Rona because Rona will help us cycle through our deck to try to get another land. Opponent has a Phyrexian Arena. Hits us for 3. Put down a Sunken Hollow, which comes into play tapped. We'll pass the turn. It's going to summon Gonti. We're going to kill Gonti. We're going to draw a card. I'm going to get rid of the Blood Chief's Thirst. I'm going to get out an Unstoppable Slasher. Now I'm going to have Rona draw and discard because we need lands. We will drop the Liliana because he has a lot of card advantage, so it's not very significant for us. I'm hoping Unstoppable Slasher will help carry us through. Roaming Throne is coming onto the battlefield. It's going to say Rogue. It's going to hit us for a ton. We're down to 13. Let's use Rona's ability here. Draw a card and discard. I'm going to discard the 3 Tail's End. Put down the Nykthos. We're going to attack with the Unstoppable Slasher. Hit him. Now we're going to use Damnation to wipe the board. But our Unstoppable Slasher will come back. Gonna Fatal Push. Unstoppable Slasher, perfectly fine. I'm hoping he tries to cast his Commander again, but we'll see. He does, so we're going to use Wash Away to counter it. And win the game. On our turn, what we would have done is summon Scarab God, and then we could start bringing back all of his creatures from the graveyard as 4/4 zombies, lifelink, all those types of things. So we're really in a good place here going forward. Good game, Gonti. Game is against Ureni. Our opponent gets to go first, like always. We'll keep this hand, and I'm going to put the Cyclonic Rift back in the hand. We had to mulligan twice. Watch, our opponent will get a Delighted Halfling or a Elvish Mystic or something. Birds of Paradise every game. Every single game. We're at such a disadvantage already in this game, but we do not give up. Deadly Cover-Up is really good. I'm going to keep that as a future endgame reset. I'm just going to focus on ramping here for now. Put down the Swamp. Put down the Arcane Signet. Opponent's going to search for a land. Opponent's going to attack with their Birds of Paradise and Gwenna. Perfectly fine. We're going to put down a land, and we're going to get the Overlord of the Baelmerk going. I'm going to take Professor Onyx back to our hand. Opponent's trying to see if we have enough mana to do a counter spell. We do. Opponent's going to continue to ramp. If we had one more mana, I would let this happen, but I'm not going to because of the fact that we don't know if we're going to draw another land. We desperately need another land, though. And we got it. Put down our land. We're going to wipe the board. Set him back a little bit. Opponent's at 7 mana. So he's going to go for another land, unfortunately. I'm going to go for Professor Onyx. It's a risky move, but we really need some sort of spell to deal with some of these issues. I'm going to pick Liliana.
I have impeccable study habits.
Somehow our opponent has enough mana to use Ureni again, which is crazy, but we do have some solutions here. I'm going to have him sacrifice one of his creatures. Then we're going to summon Shieldred, which is going to sacrifice the Terror of the Peaks. And we lock down the game. Really seeing a lot of people playing Ureni as a very strong dragon. It's basically a ramp dragon deck where they're just going to keep ramping and summoning Ureni and getting out powerful dragons. Terror of the Peaks is super strong, but now that he's basically lost his arm. Thank you so much, my friends, for watching my video featuring the Scarab God. Does the Scarab God still hold up after all this time being in Arena as a strong commander of Magic? Yes. Yes, he does. I would put the Scarab God at probably the low A to high B tier. He is a little costly to get onto the battlefield, but once you get him out, and then if you have a decent amount of mana and you start summoning zombies of creatures in the graveyard that have special effects and start draining your opponent of life, it is very hard for your opponent to recover. Plus the fact that the Scarab God is very hard to kill. He'll keep going back to your hand. They will cast Bitter Triumph on him or another removal spell, and then he's right back in your hand. So he is a very strong commander still. I love playing Dimir decks, so this is a very fun deck to play. You do get to get paired against a variety of different opponents in the queue. For some reason I was paired a lot against Ureni, maybe because it's a newer commander, but other than that I still did fight a variety of different decks. The deck list is in the description below. Please don't forget to like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave a comment talking about the Scarab God, Magic the Gathering, the new Final Fantasy set, or why you feel like pizza is the best food on the planet. I don't really care. I really just like interacting with you, part of the Magic community. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.